Apple quietly dropped one of the most consequential developer tool updates in years. Xcode 26.3 now ships with Claude and Codex baked directly into the IDE, not as a plugin, not as a workaround, but as a first-class citizen of the official Apple toolchain. This is the moment when a platform owner stops watching the ecosystem and starts eating it. For 2 years, a cottage industry of tools emerged to fill the gap Apple refused to fill. Developers were jerry-rigging Cursor for Swift, wrestling with GitHub Copilot workarounds, and stitching together third-party solutions just to get the AI-assisted workflows that were already standard in other ecosystems. These tools weren't just nice-to-haves. They became core to how serious iOS developers stayed competitive. History is littered with third-party tools that thrived until the platform owner showed up. Standalone apps don't die the day a native feature launches, but their pitch collapses instantly. When your entire value proposition is bring AI to your Xcode workflow, you have a serious problem the morning Xcode ships with AI built in. The growth curve doesn't just flatten, it reverses, because the default behavior of a billion-dollar toolchain is now your direct competitor. The most strategically interesting part of this release isn't Claude or Codex, it's the Model Context Protocol support. Apple could have built a locked-in proprietary agent that only works their way. Instead, they open the door for any compatible agent to connect. This means you can wire in your own context, your own tools, your own external data sources. The IDE becomes an orchestration layer, not a walled garden, and that architectural decision will compound in value for years. There's a real cognitive cost that gets underestimated in developer productivity conversations. Every time an iOS developer had to leave Xcode to get meaningful AI assistance, then return to continue working, they paid a context tax. You lose your place, you lose the thread, you lose the state of the problem you were solving. Having the agent live where you already work isn't just convenience. It's a fundamentally different cognitive experience that compounds across an 8-hour workday. Consider what it means when an AI agent has simultaneous live connections to Apple's official documentation, the full SDK reference, and your specific project context, all at once. That's not autocomplete. That's not even code suggestion. That's a development partner that understands the framework constraints, knows the deprecated APIs, and has read every line of your code base before you ask your first question. The friction of navigating Apple's notoriously complex frameworks could drop dramatically. Apple just set a precedent that every platform company will feel pressure to match. Native AI integration in the official development toolchain will no longer be a differentiator. It will be the baseline expectation. Not a plugin marketplace feature, not a sponsored integration, not a beta experiment. Credentialed, context-aware, always-on AI assistance built into the core product. The developers who bet their companies on filling this gap weren't wrong. They were just running a clock that Apple was always going to stop. There's a bittersweet lesson here for the founders who built the Vibe coding tools for iOS. They weren't wrong. They identified a real problem, built real solutions, and proved there was real demand. But proving market demand inside someone else's platform is a double-edged sword. You validate the opportunity for the very company that can make you obsolete with one product announcement. The next generation of developer tools needs to build where platforms can't easily follow, or build deep enough that integration is a feature, not a threat.